Hey guys, Tommy, I hope you're well. Here today with the Yamaha MT-09 doing a review. This bike's been kindly lent to me by the guys at Laguna Motorcycles in Maidstone, and I'm having a lot of fun with it actually. So the MT-09, it's an 847cc 3-cylinder 4-stroke liquid cooled engine, producing 113 brake horsepower and 87.5 Newton meters of torque. MT standing for the Master of Torque. I think it's a right good looker. I suppose it's one of those things where you're either going to like the look or not like the look, but I quite like the look of these naked bikes. I love the lights at the front, very aggressive, very mean. You know, I like them. They look cool. So this is in the blue. It comes in an Ice Fluo colour, which I actually quite like that one. I think that's the one I'd go with. Also comes in black, but this is the Yamaha blue, which does stand out quite nicely. I think it's all right. One thing I really like about Yamaha and the MT range is the way they handle the issues with the number plates at the back. Rather than going for a number plate hanging off the end, which you're going to end up getting a tail tidy for, I quite like the fact that they have the number plate attached to the swing arm like so, and I think that's just quite good. It looks all right. I would keep it like that if I was going to be getting one of these. So the seat height is 820 millimeters. I'm finding the seat is a bit wide. I'm kind of sitting, you know, when on it, I'm finding my comfortable spot is around here. So the seat is a little bit wider. I'm 6 foot. I've got a 33-inch inside leg measurement, and I weigh about 91 kilos. And I'm finding my feet aren't as planted on the ground as they would usually be. Where if I move slightly forward on the seat, then it's fine. It's no problems. My feet are feeling planted, I suppose, but it's just not the same as other bikes of a similar height, if that makes sense. It weighs 193 kilograms wet, and it's got a 14-litre fuel tank. I'm not sure of the MPG of this one. I'll put it in the notes below. But it looks, I like it. I mean, you know, but I can see why people wouldn't like it, if that makes sense. It is very dramatic, I would say, in its styling. So it comes with a quick shifter, which is brilliant. I actually prefer the quick shifter of the street triple that I tried out recently. I just found it a little bit easier. This quick shifter is still fine though. It's just, you know, minor sort of gripes there. And you've also got an assist and slipper clutch for when you're downshifting. That quick shifter is only for an upshifting. But yeah, let's start her up and let you see how she sounds. Oh. So that's the sound we're getting from the exhaust there. We'll give her a quick rev. Decent sounding bike, I think. I suppose it's one of those things where the sound of an engine is always subjective. For me, I think it sounds fine. It doesn't sound amazing, but it sounds fine. So a couple of things I'm finding when I'm riding around on it at the moment, it's weird little gripes I'm coming up with about it. So the throttle just seems a little bit narrower than I'm used to. I don't know if that's a thing or not. I mean, it's a tiny little gripe, and the mirrors. I think the mirrors look cool, but I can't quite get them in the right position I want for seeing as much as I want behind me. But these are tiny little gripes. It's a lot of fun. It is quite confidence inspiring quite quickly, I would say. It's an easy ride and something that I would, you know, look at if you're looking at this sort of style of bike. This is priced as well at I think it's 8,399, which, you know, you compare that to the Triumph Street Triple. That's the same price as the S version, and I think, I've not ridden the S version, but I think you're probably getting a bit more for your money on this one, and it's probably the better buy. But obviously, you know, have a ride on one and see what you think. What I'll do is I'll jump back on her and continue with the riding around. But good fun, good fun. I'm actually going to be riding the MT10 after this, so I'll be able to compare straight after what the MT10's like. Okay, so here we are on the MT09. First thing I'm noticing straight away, the seat is really quite hard. They do a comfort seat for it. Let's see how we're getting on later on in the ride. But it is quite hard. Seat also feels quite wide as well. It's not a high bike. However, my feet aren't as planted just then as they would be on others of a similar height. Quick shifter is lovely straight away. The route I'll be taking will be very much real life route. We'll be going out through town, up on the dual carriageway, back down through town for a bit of filtering, and then out to the country to find a few nice twisties to have a go on. Yeah, I wonder if I sit a bit more forward, whether it won't feel as wide, because I am sitting back on the seat a bit. The throttle response, we're in standard mode here, but it is pulling away very nicely. Also with the quick shifter you can get up to speed very quick, which is lovely. Very nice feeling accelerating along. As of all these naked bikes, very windy, up to speed there. If you're going to be doing motorway riding, probably not going to be suitable. I actually tried to get her up to 80. The engine has no problem with it at all. It's just the amount of wind that you're being blasted with. I was holding on for dear life, I realised. So probably not suitable for that, but the acceleration is absolutely wonderful with that quick shifter. So coming down through town, let's talk about the instruments that we have. The instrument display, we've got this LCD display in front of me. It lets you know what traction control you're in, what rider mode you're in. You've also then got your speed, gear indicator, and all the bits you need. It's not, you know, overly fancy, but it seems to have everything you want, and it's quite quick to read as well. There's not a lot going on, so you're not getting distracted by anything and searching with your eyes for the information you want. The mirrors, I'm not too sure on the mirrors actually. I think they look quite good. I think I need to position them a little bit better because I'm struggling to see anything behind me. I can see stuff over my left shoulder and my right shoulder, but I can't really, that's kind of like when something is there in that shoulder. So I think I just need to angle them a little bit better. Okay, these sorts of roads, no problems at all. The bike handles well, goes exactly where you want it to. I'm finding the throttle handle, it seems a little bit thinner than I'm used to. That's probably just my hands, but other than that, she feels pretty good. Okay, low speed stuff on the back brake. Yeah, feels pretty stable. Okay, let's get her up to speed. I'm not finding the quick shifter as solid as on the Triumph. Still very good though, and probably just getting used to it. Just a little bit harder with it, I'd say. So you've got 3 rider modes on this as well. You've got a standard, and then you've got, I don't know what it's called, but you've got a slower mode and a faster mode. I've just put her into the faster mode, which is called mode A. Certainly feels very flickable, very responsive on the controls. In terms of seating position, I'm bent forward, but not a lot at all really, only slightly. Riding along upright isn't a problem if you want to do that going through town. I'm finding it very fun to ride, very easy to ride as well. This is the standard version. You have the SP version, which has some plusher suspension. You've got Öhlins on the back on that one. Right, let's get her up to speed. It certainly has a great amount of usable torque. Now I'm not a wheelie guy, but if I was, then I'm pretty sure I would be doing some wheelies on this test ride, because the bike has more than enough power for it. Let's do a test of the brakes. Front brake is good. The engine braking on this is quite nice as well. You could probably travel around for quite a while without having to worry about the using the brakes. It certainly is a lot of fun, and a lot of sensible fun as well. It's not too mental. I think people would be able to get on this bike and have fun pretty much straight away. I mean, you have the potential to scare yourself, but you can also be quite sensible with it and have a good time. So, concluding thoughts as I'm coming back down into town. So I can't help but compare it a bit with the Triumph Street Triple RS, which I took out previously. Now, it's not really a fair comparison because there's a £2,000 difference in the bikes, which is about a 25% increase in cost. So, you know, I prefer the Street Triple. However, this has an awful lot going for it, and you know, my little gripes with it, the seat's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, by the way. When I jumped on, it was quite hard. It's alright actually, it's not causing a major problem for me. My other gripes with the throttle is a tiny one. The mirrors, I've managed to get them in a position I'm a lot more comfortable with. Well, the right one I have anyway, the left one I'm still not too sure on. And you know, I'm having a lot of fun on it. It's very torquey, very easy to ride, very quick to get used to. The quick shifter is good. It's great having a quick shifter. It doesn't seem as well put together as the one on the Triumph. It's just a little bit clunkier than what I tried out for, but still, nonetheless, it's a quick shifter, and quick shifters are awesome, which we found out recently. I would say, yeah, good bike. If you're in the market for a super naked, it's worthwhile giving this a go. It's not intimidating, I wouldn't say. It has lots of torque, it has lots of power which you can use. However, it's not going to scare you too much. You'll have the odd moment. I've had the odd moment riding around where I thought, whoop, a little bit too quick there. But you know, you're going to get used to it pretty quick, I would say, and have a good time with it. Putting feet down, by the way, I mentioned earlier that was I couldn't quite. I was getting feet down, but it wasn't as comfortable as on previous bikes of a similar height. I've now found that that's fine now. I don't know what was happening initially. I think I was just at the wrong part of the seat. So yeah, good bike. Thank you for watching. Many thanks to the guys at Laguna's for lending me the bike. If you are in the Maidstone area, please do pop in and check them out. They're a great bunch over there. And if you like the video, please remember to hit the like button, subscribe, maybe say a comment, say hello. And yeah, I will catch you for the next one, which will be the MT10, which I'm a little bit excited about. Anyway, catch you soon. Cheers. Bye.